Hi, I'm not really sure why I'm here.
Okay, let's work on that together. Have you been experiencing anything around like anxiety or depression or any types of unusual emotions that are making you uncomfortable?
Yeah, I guess I've been feeling a little more anxious lately.
Can you tell me more about that anxiety?
Um, well, I've been feeling it a lot, I guess, in the past week, probably like every day, and especially at night.
Okay, does it keep you from sleeping?
I mean, not really. Everything has been the same this past week, like it always is. Um, I guess I don't really sleep very much.
Okay, has anything changed in the last week that has maybe triggered some anxiety or sleep deprivation or restlessness?
Um, no, I mean, I guess I'm just up kind of late. Um, I just I just don't really sleep very much.
Is there something that you do while you're awake and can't sleep? Do you try to fall back asleep, or are you doing something that might maybe keep you awake a little bit?
Well, I normally wait for my boyfriend to get home and he works pretty late. Then I'm usually up for a while after that. Um, I guess I've only really had trouble sleeping since I've moved, I think.
Oh, when did you move?
Um, mm, I moved about a year ago from Turkey.
Okay, are you and your boyfriend both from Turkey?
Um, yeah, he actually moved here with me.
Okay. And do you either of you have family here, or are they in Turkey?
No, my family stayed in Turkey and my family actually wasn't really happy that I moved with him here.
Oh, can you tell me more about them?
Yeah, so my mom never really liked the way that my boyfriend talks to me. But he has been able to get me a really nice place to live.
Okay. And how long were you together before you moved?
We've been together for about 5 years now. We met in Turkey. He works nights at the steel factory downtown.
Okay. So he works nights. So what time does he come home?
He usually comes home after midnight or 12:30, sometimes 1 a.m.
Okay. And what is your work schedule like?
Um, my work schedule is 8 to 5, and I finally don't have to work any weekends anymore.
And does his schedule then fluctuate weekends and weekdays?
Um, he mostly works weekdays. Every once in a while, he'll have to work a weekend.
Okay. Um, is there any type of bedtime routine that you would have had in the past or would like to have? Maybe what you might like to see?
Um, I guess I would like to not have to stay up so late and wait for him, but he's usually expecting something to eat when he gets home, and he complains if it's cold.
So he wouldn't be happy about reheating something. He doesn't like to reheat stuff. He doesn't like leftovers.
No, it's just in our culture, we usually eat food a little bit more fresh. So just what he's used to.
Okay. I'd like to make a note to maybe come back to that a little bit. I don't want to get I don't want to stay right there quite yet, because I think that there can be more to, helping you establish some sort of routine if we get all the information.
Yeah.
All right. So is he originally from Turkey as well?
Yes, he is.
Okay. And his family's not around here either.
No, he doesn't really talk to his family, so I actually wouldn't really know.
Okay. All right. How long have you been together?
We've been together for a long time. I don't know, I guess over 5 years.
Okay. How did you meet?
We met back in Turkey. He was working at the grocery store my mom always went to, and she, thought he was cute, and she was like, "Oh, you should introduce yourself." And I did, and well, now I guess my mom probably wishes she didn't do that.
Well, we don't always know, do we?
Mm.
So they haven't always felt a dislike for him then. They liked him in the beginning.
Yeah, they definitely liked him in the beginning. He's really charismatic, really handsome, just very likable, always trying to help people with things, to the point where actually it's almost too much, actually. A little overbearing, but yeah, but he started spending more time with me, and then started spending more time. I was living with my parents, and he ended up just kind of staying there and didn't really ask my parents' permission. So that obviously wasn't good. And then it got to the point where my mom noticed the way that he was talking to me, and she pointed that out, and she didn't like that. Nobody in my family really did, but like I said, he got me a really nice place to live, and I'm happy to be here in the US now, and I have a pretty good job. So
It sounds like at some point that the relationship caused a little friction. Were you and your family always close prior to that?
yeah, I was always pretty close to my family. I'm probably not as close anymore. I talk to them as much as I can, but there's a pretty significant time difference, so that can be challenging. But yeah, they definitely are not happy with the choice that I made. So we can only talk to each other for so long before it ends up being an argument.
Have you thought about whether or not you two could work on this stuff together, or if it would be more beneficial to separate? Have you had any types of conversations about it like that?
I have, but then that usually turns into impatience on his end. He really doesn't like being critiqued. And when he gets really impatient, then he gets really angry. And I really don't like him when he's angry. So,
Okay, all right. Have you two been to therapy in the past together, or have you separately?
um, well, so I've been to therapy because I just feel like, maybe there's something wrong with me. Like, why is he always so mad at me? And I have been seeing somebody up until kind of recently. He hasn't seen anyone, but he might be willing to give it a try. But it's just really hard to talk to him, especially after work, which is like really the only time we get to talk to each other very much because of his schedule. And like I said, his anger is just, it's just a lot.
What do you think would be the best choice for you to make? Have you thought about what you would want to do?
Um, yeah, I mean, I want to stay with him. I just want to see if he'd be willing to work on it together, because the therapist that I had been seeing, made me realize that it's not me. It's but the way that I'm handling the situation is also not necessarily helping. I'm choosing to stay with him, and I would like to get some help together, but I don't know, what to do. Like, where do I go? I don't know.
Well, I do have some good resources within the community that could help you as a family system, or a relationship, and they work with extended family, the couple at, in the spotlight, or so to speak, work on some skills that can manage the behavior changes. But then you're doing it collectively, really kind of removing that spotlight from one person to two, and how do we work on this together? Which might kind of reduce or eliminate some of that shame that might be felt, that might put up resistance or anything like that. But if you're willing to do that, there's definitely some good resources. If he's open, we're welcome to do the conversation together. You can do it, without, anyone, obviously, but if you think that's a good step, then we can work on that.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'd like to do that. And I have talked to him a little bit about it when it's not right after work, which is very rare when I get to talk to him then, but he did tell me that he does feel, bad about his rage, and he wants to learn to control himself more. And so I think that, he's ready, hopefully now, to take these steps. So yeah, all those resources sound really good. Is there a way that I can, be given that information, or?
Absolutely. I can give you the information to the liaison to the program. They will set you up with a case manager, a therapist, if necessary, a psychiatrist, or any type of providers that you might need that would benefit to you the most. And I think you'll be happy with the services that they do provide.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks so much.
You're welcome. And we'll continue to work, and collaborate with that team as well, just so that we can all stay in the loop. And then, eventually, who knows, your team might shift and change as needs shift and change, but I think this is a good first start.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds really great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
All right, bye. I'm not really sure why I'm here.
Okay, let's figure that out together. Have you been experiencing any symptoms of anxiety or depression?
Yeah, I guess I've been feeling a little bit more anxious lately.
Can you tell me more about your anxiety? Like how often?
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry. How often have you?
no, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry about that. How often have you felt anxious like the past week?
I guess a lot, like maybe every day,
Hmm.
especially at night.
Okay. Um, has anything changed in the past week that maybe has affected your anxiety?
I mean, not really. Everything has been the same the past week as it always is. But sleep, what's that?
Do you have a bedtime routine? Have you always had a difficult time with sleep?
I mean, not really. Everything's been the same the past. Oh boy. Not judged on me. Okay, well, I normally wait for my boyfriend to get home and he works pretty late. Then I'm up for a while after that. I've only had trouble sleeping since I moved, I think.
Tell me more about your move. Where did you move and where were you living prior to moving?
Well, I moved from Turkey about a year ago.
What prompted your move? Work, boyfriend?
My boyfriend, I actually moved here with him. My family wasn't very happy about it, so I don't talk about it much.
Hmm. Tell me more about your relationship with your boyfriend. How long have you two been together?
We've been together for 5 years. We met in Turkey. He works nights at the steel factory downtown.
Has your family always felt a dislike for your boyfriend?
Yes. My mom never really liked the way he talked to me. But he was always able to get me a nice place to live.
Can you share me an example of how he talks to you?
I mean, he can get impatient. I don't think he means it. Like if I can't do anything right, he gets frustrated with me.
What techniques do you use to focus less on your boyfriend?
I guess I like to do some yoga and some exercise sometimes. I'm not as dedicated as I used to be, I feel like. I like to see my work friends when he lets me. I guess I can't really sleep at night because of my boyfriend though. He doesn't really like my work friends. He doesn't really support anything that I try to talk to him about when we talk about this.
Does he want you to stay up with him and wait for bed until he is ready? Or is it because the noise keeps you awake? Can you tell me more about that?
He keeps me awake. It's slightly the noise, but also he really wants me to stay awake, have his dinner nice and hot when he gets home. And then he wants me to watch TV with him and relax a little bit, get his clothes ready for the morning, and make sure that the alarms are set.
Mm.
But if I do anything wrong, if I miss any of that or I miss anything else, he gets really frustrated.
So it sounds like you are doing a lot for him. Um, does he get frustrated a lot if you're not doing something that he considers to be right?
Yeah, I think it's a cultural thing, but yeah, he does. Probably every day.
Hmm.
If I don't pay the phone on time, or even if his work lunch isn't right, or if there's no clean towels.
Sounds like that's putting a lot of pressure on you. What do you do when you're not helping your boyfriend? What do you do for work?
I'm a healthcare agent. I work in the healthcare industry, and I work Monday through Friday now. I don't have to do weekends anymore.
Hmm. And you mentioned something about your work friends. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? You said something along the lines of he doesn't really like you spending time with your work friends. Did I get that right?
Yeah, he gets a little jealous. He thinks that they're gonna talk bad about him or not think that he's good for me.
Hmm. Does his jealousy ever lead to anger?
Yeah, sometimes.
Hmm.
Sometimes I guess he hits me. He doesn't mean to.
Hmm. And
He says sorry after.
he does. And when he hits you, what have you done in the past?
I usually wait for him to walk away, and then I go, if he lets me, somewhere to cry myself to sleep.
Hmm.
And then I talk about it with my work friends, which is probably why he doesn't like them.
Hmm. What would make you feel more safe? Have you considered seeking a women's shelter to help you stay safe so that you're not,
I've looked into it before.
you have? Okay. And what do you think about that?
I mean, if I could get my things and get out right away and he didn't know where I was, I would feel safe.
Mhm.
I just don't know how to do that.
Okay. Well, first off, he wouldn't be able to find you. Your stay is completely confidential. And in terms of getting your things and staying there, that's something that I can help you with. We could write a list together of things you might want to grab from your home. Is that
You
something?
would do that for me?
Of course I would. Is that something that you would like to do?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. All right. Well, let's go over a few items together that are important for you to have with you. And I'll write it down. And then that's something that we can either have the authorities come and pick it up if you don't want to go to your home, or we could find another option. What are you thinking about that?
I would like the authorities to pick it up.
Are you feeling like you don't want to spend any time in your home? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, let's go over a few items together that you would like to have the authorities grab for you from home, just really quickly. I'll write a list and we can just do this together, okay? It won't take very long. So what are some things you would like for them to pick up from home for you?
I would like my work scrubs.
Okay.
I
Any-
have a little jewelry box of like a few things in there that the box and the personal items would be nice to have. There's a couple of photo albums.
Okay.
And maybe just some regular clothes and sneakers and shoes. I don't need much.
Okay. Do you think all of these things are easy to find, or would you like me to write down where these things are located? So that
They're all in a very small closet right next to my bed.
okay, thank you. Okay. All right, I'm just going to repeat some of this to make sure that I have it right. I have work stubs, jewelry box, photo albums, some clothes, sneakers, and shoes. And it's in
Yeah.
the small closet next to your bed. Is that right? Okay,
Yep.
great. All right, well, I will give that to the authorities to pick those items up for you. So my other question for you, now that we're kind of moving towards this process, it's going to be a little difficult. So I want to work with you on thinking about your future goals a little bit. Once you're already, in the shelter and you've sought that protection, and maybe you'll feel a little bit more safe. When you think about, in some time, what are some goals of yours that you would like for yourself?
I'd like to get a job and get my own apartment.
Okay. Those seem like very reasonable goals. And you want to get your own place?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to have a therapist and different providers like you and as my therapist and other providers in the community to like make sure that I can meet these goals and I can stay on top of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're looking for a team to support you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other questions about this process of seeking safety or anything else?
No, I think it's a good first step.
Okay.
Makes me feel good.
All right. Well, I want to let you know that you've been incredibly strong through this process. So I'd love to schedule another check-in with you maybe next week.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. You have any other questions before we end our session, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be in touch with you. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.